Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Talk in My Rooms. Today I have a familiar face, Cait, Cait's crew. But Cait was on, it was probably about a year ago when we recorded the first one, which was no video, and I think it was literally one of my first episodes. Yeah. You might have been like one of my first guests.
I can't believe that was a year ago.
Right? Time flies. So can you update everybody, first and foremost, tell everybody who you are who may not have heard that episode. Introduce yourself. You're looking at the camera, looking at me, whatever.
Okay,
it's
I
like
don't
both.
know.
Like you can both. You can look at the
How
camera
am I
and look at
supposed
me.
to? Because I don't know if that's a thing or not.
And we're gonna keep that in because this is like real life shit here.
Yeah. And if you know me at all, that is something I would definitely do. So I'm Cait. I own Cait's Crew. It's serving, bartending, and childcare. So babysitting while you have fun. I guess a lot has happened.
Girl, a lot has happened since last year.
When was that all? That was
It was either August or September.
Yeah. I was filmed on Real Housewives 4 times in the past year.
4 times.
And then I think, I don't, how it goes, but I might be on Jersey Shore. I don't know. But I was at the birthday party, so my logo.
Hey, her logo, honestly, not to interrupt you, but when I was watching Housewives, I was like, there's Cait. Yeah. That's my friend. Everybody else is like, oh, it's cool.
The good part, too, about having that experience was when it came to Jersey Shore, I knew I needed a product release.
Ooh.
Like, I was like, you ever be in a business situation, you're like, I know this.
Yeah.
And, like, that was one of the things I said to
knew.
them. I was like, because they didn't, you know
you
know how it goes. It's all, like, so fast. And even for Bravo, they were like, all right, get in. Let's go. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I need a release for my logo. Yeah. I was like, we are not.
Smart. You're not doing that this time.
Yeah.
We're not doing that again.
Yeah. I learned that. So that was, like, a really, like, I don't know.
I'm so proud of you. Literally, she has been hustling and just... God, she works, you work full time, but you also, you just wear so many hats that all align together. And I feel like you've just been go. And you've been networking, you've been growing, you've been connecting with so many businesses. Like, what's that like, meeting so many people?
It's surreal. And I don't know if you ever feel this way. Obviously, like, yourself... Well, we've all dealt with self-esteem issues, right? So you think about it and you're like, or even when someone's like, oh, I know you, I follow you. And you're like, me?
Me?
And also just like interacting with people on a regular basis. Like, I'm a people person, but just to like, when I'm not feeling myself or like when I'm down in some way, like people see the good parts of me, I guess.
On social media.
Or like even in person, or just like when I meet people, like they're just, it's exciting, and then like you get to make sure their events go great and all that, and I just like, obviously you know my story, but like to go from a certain part and then to really like people genuinely value you is a very like surreal moment, and it's, I don't know.
Girl, you've come such a long way in these past.
Even from when I started it. I'm gonna take this off.
Take it off. We're getting her to strip here. I purposely raised the heat and put these lights
she probably
on.
Did. Knowing her, she probably did. Just kidding. Even from when I started, when we first went to the committee, when I met you at I didn't meet you there. I met you at Carly's party, but
that was like the first time we actually hung out.
Yeah, and even then I was like terrified.
You were, and like you've come so far. Now she comes to the committee events and she's like literally she sponsors them from Cait's Crew, and she's running around doing all the things, and it's just such a 180. If that's the term.
Is it? Well, it's not 360, right? Because I would just say a circle.
I know. I never know the proper
people
term.
Say 360. And when people say 360, I'm like, that's not right.
You're like, no. We didn't go full circle. We changed.
We switched.
We switched.
Yeah, it is pretty insane to think about, because that was October 2022, right? Oh my god.
Where are the years going?
I don't know.
I'm like, what day is today? Why are the months going by so fast? But
yeah.
So now, with everything that has happened in your past, if you want to touch on it a little bit, again, if people haven't listened to the first one, just give them a little brief explanation. But with everything that's happened, in your past, do you feel like that has helped you with where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this on the way here, actually. I never used to be one of those people that, like, if you told me I couldn't do it, I would do it. And now I'm like, tell me I can't.
Try me.
Yeah, like...
You actually want that. Like, yeah, say
it. Say it. Because then I'm just going to do it 10 times more than you thought I would. You thought I couldn't do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because, like, I've fought, like... Quick synopsis. Abusive relationship. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it like that.
Listen, if you guys really do want to know the full... Because you spoke about it.
Yeah, I did.
More in depth in the first episode. Yeah. You're going to have to go back and listen to that one. But she'll give you
and even prior, like, I don't even want to give that man the spotlight of abusive relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, like, my past before that, childhood, like, normal things that everybody goes through. But what I guess was the turning of who I was that. You know the whole story about, like, a friend of mine, all that other stuff that happened. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's just...
Because people be doing stupid shit.
People be doing dumb shit.
Stop with the time. If you, I want your extra time. For those people who are able to make fake accounts, also, like, give me your time. You can
only imagine what this friend did to me.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. It involved my ex, let's just say that. So
karma, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, just like one thing after the other, and you know, I made it out, and a lot of people don't. Mm-hmm. So I think that's more too, like, and it pains me that people don't. And I think I also feel like I owe the people that don't, like,
a voice.
I'm gonna make it, like, I'm gonna advocate, and I'm also going to make sure I live my life.
Yeah. And
give myself the chance that other people don't get. And, like, that's really a lot of it, too. And I used to have a lot of survivor's guilt, which I know that doesn't really make sense, I guess, in rationally. Because, like, I was lucky I made it out. But at the same time, like, it's not fair.
Right.
And I think that a lot of people don't realize that either. And I think when we think about victims, that word... we think about, like, weak. Mm-hmm. And that's not what it is.
It's not at all. At all.
Like...
At all.
Like, I'm rewatching This Is Us, which is so corny, but it's, like, so good to watch when you're, like, in a... and she says something about being assaulted, and he's like, yeah, I see you as so strong. And it was such a weird way to react to that, because it's like, you are... She's like, I am strong. Yeah. And it's true, though, because you think of victim as a victim.
As, like, a weak...
Yeah, right? And in reality, like, all of...
Strong
like, to make it through that is something that, like... To make it through anything that's adversive is something everyone should be proud of. But I think for me, and I think it probably helped with my self-worth when I did leave, because I think I started the business, like, officially May 2022. I think that's what helped too, because it's like, oh, like, I can do this. It's working. Let me keep going. And I left November 2021. So that, like, saved me in a sense. I think that's why I have such a, I mean, it's my baby either way, but I think that's why I have such, like, a tie to it, and, like, an emotional tie to it in a sense. I try not to, because really, you know how it is with businesses.
Her face says it all.
Yeah.
And by the way, sometimes her face looks like she's...
I'm not mad. I'm never really so mad. Happy. I'm usually pretty happy up there.
We'll be recording. I'm like, Cait, smile. Yeah. She'll be in the best mood. And she's, like, such a sweet soul. So it's so funny. Because
it's funny that
I saw a TikTok the other day. And the guy was like, it's funny because the girls with the resting bitch faces, sweetest girls in the world. The ones that are, like, smiling and bubbly are the biggest bitches. And I'm like,
true, though.
I meant to send that to you because I thought of you. And I'm like, it's so true, because Cait literally walks, like, she'll be standing behind the bar, like, looking so angry, and like, I know her. So I'm like, Cait, smile. But, like, most people are like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, everything right? She's like,
what do you mean? I'm fine.
Yeah, it's great. Life's amazing.
Yeah, I love my life. No, I know. I don't know why. I think I'm thinking.
That's what it is. Your
I'm, like,
mind's
just
always
thinking
going.
about stuff. And then I just look pissed off. Like, the amount of times I wish someone had a camera behind you.
to show me telling you.
Cait, smile. Smile. So, yeah, I don't... What were we saying?
You're... Welcome to Real Life with Women Who Have ADD. That's that. But you were just sharing about how your past experience has brought you to where you are today.
Right. Okay, it's there.
Just got it back.
I guess I just, in a sense, like I said, it saved me. It kept me busy. My dog saved me. Let's be honest here, Sadie.
Shout out to dogs.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Sadie.
Sadie.
So.
in particular. We're going to have to put her
Sadie.
photo right here.
I got her December. I left November. So,
she literally
saved me. If I didn't have a reason to get up every day, I would have been in bed.
So for anybody who might be going through something like this right now, you're not alone. And honestly, feel free to, I know Cait, you can reach out to Cait. She also has a ton of resources that you can utilize. Even if you're nervous and you don't feel safe and we get it. Like I was in a situation not to the severity of you, but you literally
but that's not, also don't do that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, you do, you have the resources. You, after what had happened to you, you went into it and you put everything into it. So,
yeah.
And also you've joined.
I also had a place to fall, which was something that not everybody has. And I you know what it did too? It put a lot, and what I do now with my job too, it put a lot of things in perspective. You don't know that you're going to be in a situation. You have no idea. And you don't know when you're going to, I tell my students all the time, you don't know when you're going to be at the worst point in your life.
Yeah. And that's true.
You can't judge one human being. And that is where I have issues too, because a lot of people judge,
A lot of people judge, and when you show up to, a lot of people see just the highlights on social media.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So your life seems great, but they don't know that you're going home to somebody who's...
Right. Or even, even when the face, not in a bad way, but when I say, oh, I work in psychology, you don't do this full time? And I was like, no, what? I know I am very busy. I'm not down, I'm very happy about that, but, the reality of owning a business is that you're in the negative a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think,
people think it's just, you're making millions.
I had someone be like, you must be making so much money. I was like, do you understand?
Do you get there's so much that you're putting back into your business.
Putting back into it, what I'm paying my staff, I'm not going to pay shit.
Because you also have a quality staff.
Yeah, there's a reason why I have very good staff. There's a reason, and also, my relationship with them and stuff like that. That is what brings it, what keeps it going.
Yeah.
And I will say, the people that I started with, I definitely have a close relationship because, we came from the ground up type of thing. But, yeah, it's, shirts, which I just started doing name tags because I was that it says a name, it's more personable, it has my logo on it, type of
I think it's so cute.
You have and you have to think about that stuff too.
Right, you're always pivoting and doing different things in your business.
Wait a
branding.
Second, does it make sense for me to buy all these shirts if I could just put a name tag and then they know my staff's name?
Right.
And then it's more personable.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's different things that you don't realize cost so much money.
So much. What's one piece of advice you would give somebody who's just starting off in business? They have the idea, they have the concept, but they don't know, what's one thing, okay, 3 things, your top 3 things.
3 things?
Yeah.
1, keep going. Don't give up on it. I feel like there's been so many times where I'm oh my God, what the fuck? Dude.
What is going on?
What is going on? Advocate for yourself. I think especially when, you're working with people in the public eye or things like that, know your value. Mm-hmm. Advocate for what you need and don't let your value diminish.
Absolutely.
I think that's really hard when you're trying to make it. And don't focus on the followers or the,
That's my thing. I feel like so many people are so concerned, oh, I want to work with X, Y, and Z
None
because
of
they have
that
150,000 followers. But like, I want to work with Cait, who actually has human interaction.
Yeah.
You might have, I actually have zero idea how many followers Cait has.
Something.
Okay, but there you go. I would prefer to work with someone like Cait, who has 2,000 followers, who I know I'm going to make genuine connections with and relationships with, who we're going to work together or collaborate with each other and help each other grow, versus the person who has 150,000 followers,
really doesn't give
who
a
doesn't
shit
give a shit about the business or anything. They're promoting so many things, and where does the value lie with that? Where
and I
does
also,
that...
and where I said this to somebody the other day, because someone was like, why don't you collaborate with this person? I said, yeah, but she's my friend. So I want to make sure that I never come off like I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
Or, because that doesn't get you anywhere. I didn't get anywhere by just making friends with people that have things.
Right.
Like, what do I say all the time? Like, this Housewives thing is so cool. And I don't want to sound ungrateful. In any sense of the word.
I want you to say this because I think this is important.
But I've done a lot of very important things in my life. And I've gotten more I'm proud of yous. And I appreciate it. I don't want this to come off like I'm ungrateful.
You're definitely not ungrateful.
But I'm so grateful. But, like, in reality, like, it doesn't matter.
Right. Like,
can't take it with you.
Exactly.
Can't.
But like the impressions that you're making on the people's lives whose parties you're at, who
yes,
you're like, and that's the meaningful thing that's going to continue to go
like
down.
I can even like I'm trying to think of somebody that like I met at Danielle's party. Great, Danielle's wonderful. She's so good to me all the time. Nate's great. Then I met Tracy there. And I made a genuine relationship with her. I made a genuine relationship with Nate. And like, you know, like...
You're not just there for like, oh, hey, you're a celebrity on TV. This is so cool.
Like I don't think that's... And also, I say this all the time. I'm the perfect person to have at these places. I don't remember anything.
It's true. There's no... It's actually...
Gossip?
Also,
nope.
Cait wants nothing to do with it. She doesn't even want to walk by the cameras. She's trying to figure out how can I be so discreet as possible.
Like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to know exactly. You're literally there doing what you love doing.
Yeah,
and
like what
you're
I'm
grateful for
like,
the
what I'm supposed to be
opportunity.
doing.
Yeah,
but I just like I say all the time, like, don't remember.
No.
Like I'm just focused on something. I may see it out of the corner of my eye. I may not.
She'll forget about it by the time
I'll
she
probably
leaves,
forget.
guys.
Someone's like, oh, don't tell someone that. I was like, girl, I'm not
in about 5 seconds.
We're not here. Like, let's be honest here.
Let's be real. This is just not making it out of this past hour.
It's gonna leave my brain. One time my friend was like, oh, remember that party we did with your mom? And I was like,
well, that's the thing, because I also feel like a lot of people don't realize how much is actually on your brain and like what you're going through and how much you have. Because owning business, you're doing
and then
everything.
plus personal shit.
Right.
Like trauma-induced memory loss, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a human being. You're a human being. So what are like a couple of things so for somebody who has gone through trauma, which is all of us.
All of us.
Surprise! We all have our shit that we went through.
I'm sweating.
What is it's that light. It's making us look amazing, but
I'm
also
sure it is, but they might see a drip of
sweat.
sweat down. I do look good in that camera though.
She does.
I see myself.
I can't see myself because I'm too far, but she looks great. What's something that you would tell people? So again, where was my question now?
Sorry, distracted you.
So if somebody was going, where am I going with this?
Beats me.
Well, now we're gonna have to change this topic because I can't remember.
If somebody was going,
I don't know. What I was gonna say is about something like you have a lot on your plate right now. How do you juggle everything? How do you do it all?
That's a good question.
Kate's like, I don't know how I do it all, but here we are. I'm doing it all. Listen, she came straight from work and is doing a podcast and wakes up early for work and has Kate's crew work all day and she's doing it all. So how do you do it all?
I guess listen to myself, really. That's like a huge thing. Like last week, I was able to cover my parties last Saturday. I was able to cover it. I didn't genuinely need to be anywhere. I was good about I knew my staff got it. I worked Sunday, but I really needed it. I was like not feeling right, and I just like I would say just like listening
to your body
and like listening to my mind out of most things, like because I feel like your body you can push through a lot of things, but like when your brain isn't feeling right, like I was like nope, like because had I done that, I would have worked 15 days straight, and what is the purpose of that? For what?
To burn yourself out. You're burning from both ends at that point.
Yeah, and I didn't leave the couch Saturday. I just like let myself like.
See, that's so important, taking that time to rest.
Yeah, and like I didn't mean to. I really would have liked to do something, but I just wasn't feeling right, and like it was you know I think that's comes with learning who I am though.
But wait, so how is that like having a big enough team where you can now do that?
It was surreal. I was thankful I had 3 that day and not 7. Because it would have been like, I had 7 for the weekend, which was cool. But yeah, I was just thankful. I was like, oh, thank God.
I mean, you truly are one of the top, if not top, serving nanny.
That's weird to hear.
Party event. Like, you're one of the top in this area in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because when you think of it, and like anytime you go on to anyone's like, hey, looking for X, Y, and Z, Cait's Crew, you have so many people supporting you. Like, how does that feel? Because think about it even from last year. Like, even for the past year, I feel like you've grew your team, you grew yourself. You've just, I mean, I see such a huge change in you from last year to this year. And the year before that, too. Like, every year you continue to evolve and just get better. Like, how does that feel? Like, how proud of you are you of yourself? Because sometimes we don't take that time to think.
I don't take that time. I'm very proud of myself. Like I said, I didn't think I don't know. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be here.
And now not only is she here, but she's making a positive impact in the world.
I mean, that's like really what my main goal is.
Yeah.
I hope to leave people better than I found them. You know? That's really what it is. Like,
and I think that's what's going to make you the most successful, because you are making, like, you're not, listen, like Cait just said a little while ago, owning a business, it is hard.
Oh my God.
On so many levels, mentally, physically, financially.
You want to laugh? I always said I wouldn't own a business because I watched it.
Exactly.
I watched it from another perspective, and I was like, "Fuck this."
I don't want to do. You think that you make your own schedules? It's all great, but like the beauty behind it is we do genuinely love what we do.
Yeah.
And we get to meet great people, but like it's not easy by no means, and just like.
And people think like you're banking that money. That's the funniest part about it.
Yeah. Oh, you have a business. You must be making.
Meanwhile,
it's
like
bro, put everything back into the business.
I don't have. Luckily, I don't have as much overhead. Like you have rent. Mm-hmm. Like that's number one, rent.
Yep.
So like that's a lot of people don't realize that.
What goes into it? Yeah. And it's just like
your systems you use, things like
right. Like, booking people.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. I feel like sometimes people don't really understand.
And your time.
Yeah. That's like the
Never
biggest
get paid
thing.
For your time.
You probably were, everything that you were doing, right? So you're making your money, you're paying your employees. That's going back into Cait's crew, not.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
Cait, so like that's not going into your pocket. It's going into your business's pocket.
No, never.
Yeah. But however, there are from when you started.
Well, that's why
last year to this year, you just keep rising, but you're doing things the way.
And really, that's why I could have made it just teaching and doing the business, but that's why I decided to go back to work full time, because I want to be able to grow it the way I want it. I don't want to grow out of
scarcity mindset. Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, I can't do that, or say no to things that like in reality would be good for my business, but I can't afford it, or whatever, like things like that. Like I think I didn't like that feeling.
And I think that's huge too, because a lot of people take that and they're like, they think it's like taking a step back, but it's not. It's taking a step forward. And what you do also besides on your entrepreneur, like besides Cait's crew, what you do, you're making a positive impact in the world and you're helping people, so it's fulfilling too. It's like that. Like,
I needed to be fulfilled. Yeah. That was
like your life's purpose.
Yeah. Because like I was teaching and that was really great, but like I was struggling a little bit financially, so it was like, why am I doing all of this for? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now I have set hours for what I do, and it's work. Don't get me wrong, but I leave at 4:30.
And you love what you do.
And it is what it is. And then I work on the weekends. And if I have an event, I do have staff that can work during the week. If I feel like I need to take off, I take off. Like,
you make it happen.
Yeah. And that was my fear. I think what my fear was getting a manager that was micromanaging, and I don't have that, and I think that's what's different too. Like I'm like I need to leave. Like Monday, I have an event. I need to leave early.
I need to be able to go. Yeah.
And like that's the difference.
That's huge. So you're able to do something that you do, like still have like that, like life.
Like my heart is in it, and it's not that I love what I do with events. It's just.
Well, because that holds a special place in your heart.
In a different place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's in a different place. Like, I'm doing a wedding on Saturday. Like, that makes me so happy because I'm being part of, like, someone's best day of their life. Yeah. Like, there's so many things. First birthday. Everything we do is important. Mm-hmm. It's just a different type of important.
Of course.
And, you know, I mean, my background's in psychology. Like, I don't think I ever planned on leaving. Like, this just happened.
Yeah.
You know? So, I can do both. And eventually I would like to, like, grow the business and be able to, I don't know, have my own charity or something like that. I love that.
And you're going to get there. You definitely are.
Eventually, but we'll see.
But it takes time, and you're doing the right things. You have your business, you're working, you know, you're 9 to 5. It's not a 9 to 5, but we're just, you know what I mean? You know, you have that, you're doing your business, and then on top of it, you do things with other charities in the area. You network a ton. Like, what you're doing now is building you to get to that point for when you do start your charity, you're going to have the
and to build, I will say this, I've said this to a lot of people, every event is a networking event.
Absolutely. And I witness it too. Like, I work with Cait here and there, and at the events, everyone's like, oh, but she's meeting new people, handing out her cards, she's getting business from that business left and right, and it's just like...
Everyone should treat it like that. If you're starting a business, like, you don't know who you're going to meet. I met you at Carly's party.
Event, exactly. And, like, here we are, 3 years later, 4 years later, I don't even know anymore.
Like, people make an impact. Like, think about every person, like, especially in the event business. Like, I wouldn't have the support I do if I didn't open myself to, like, making those genuine connections. But that's what it needs to be.
Genuine. Keyword.
That's how I feel. If you want to succeed and stay, it needs to be genuine.
Absolutely.
You cannot continuously go for the fame or the random things, like
the numbers,
like the follower count is just I don't think it's important.
It's not the thing that you should be chasing.
No,
it's definitely not.
No.
So one thing I like to ask my guests is, if everything were to be, I don't remember if we did this the last time, but if everything that you ever like had out there was wiped away, and you had to, nothing, like you couldn't look up Cait, like nothing would come up, but three things that you would like the world to know, that you could pass down, share. Any three things. It could be a quote. It could be something that like you've learned, a lesson. Like 3 things that you would want to share with future generations. You're telling your kids you're on your deathbed and you want to share with your kids 3 things. Like, what would those 3 things be? Gotcha.
That's a good one.
Wow, I've never seen Cait speechless.
Yeah, normally I'm like, don't shut the fuck up. This is hard.
You got this.
Be true to yourself. That's number 1.
So important.
Your gut is your friend. You gotta actually
trust it.
Trust it. Because I'll never do something I don't agree with.
Yeah. Your body tells you.
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna do something against. I used to when I was like, that's what got me into bad situations.
That means trouble.
You're not better than anybody.
Oh, that's a great one.
You are not better than anybody. You have no right to judge anybody.
Yeah.
I know that's like a little on my deathbed, but I still would say it.
No, I think that's important because you don't know what battles everybo's fighting.
Yeah.
And you're not better than anybody.
Nobody is better than anybody.
We all come the same way. We all leave the same way.
And I don't know, like, just be kind.
That's so important. And I feel like that's such a great thing to share because...
Just be nice. Sometimes when people are mean, I'm like, really?
Like, I'm sorry that you're having a horrible day and you're being nasty. Like, take a breather.
It's really not necessary.
Take a breather. If it's not gonna, affect you in the next 5, 10 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 weeks,
just
whatever.
Be nice,
just be nice. Yeah, I love
what's
that.
The problem, bud? You need a hug? That's how I feel.
Do you need a hug?
You need a hug.
You need a hug.
But everyone's fighting their own battles. But still, like, do your best to be nice. That's, that's hard. It can be hard for people, but it shouldn't be.
where can everybody connect with you, find you, if someone needs to reach out to you?
Well, I use Instagram a lot for pretty much everything. But there is a link in my bio to book at Honeybook.
Where do you service also?
New Jersey, New York, PA, and Connecticut, if the travel fee's big enough. You know what I mean?
Of course. You're paying for the travel. I mean, and a lot of people don't realize that too. It's like you can't expect a business to lose money, you know? Because that's huge too. It's like, why is there a travel fee? Well, because I have to travel to you, and it costs me money to do this. Everything costs money, and half the time the businesses aren't even, again, some of the time they're not paying themselves. Right. So like, if you want that person there, you're gonna pay to have them there, and they're gonna be the best thing that you've ever had. Cait's Crew is honestly such a great business, and not only have I worked with you and seen like the amazing things and impacts that you've made throughout the years, whether it's actually working with you or taking the photos, or I'm so proud of you, and just, again, everybody that works with you loves you, and they tell you, no, it's true. Like, she makes her clients feel like family, and that's why like they keep coming back, and you continue to grow, and just keep being you and keep doing it. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. It's true.
So awkward when people compliment me.
Cait's working on taking compliments.
Thank you.
Exactly. So be sure to follow Cait. If you want to work with her, make sure you click the link in her bio to book. If you have questions, you can DM her. If you are somebody who also is going through any kind of domestic violence, reach out to Cait. She's here to help you, share her resources with you, and you know what? Maybe we'll do this another 6 months, a year. I know you'll be back on again, and I can't wait to see where we're at in that time. But Cait, thank you so much for coming on today. It's always a pleasure. And guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Real Talk in My Rooms, and we'll chat soon.